we have introduced something called multi-planogram revisions. So those of you that have been using space planning or are aware of it for a while, we've had an option where you could select a position of a product on one planogram or all planograms, and then you could swap that with another planogram. So another product perhaps that's in your Explorer or in your library or somewhere. That was great, but it didn't quite go far enough. So we've introduced multi-planogram revisions. Just while I'm talking about this, remember that if you combine it with the 64-bit release, so you could be doing this across 150 to 200 planograms at the same time, and you select a product and choose what you want to do to that. So if you want to swap that product, you can say, right, here's my existing product, swap it with this other new product, this different product across all my planograms, and it will make that swap. But it won't just make the swap. The thing that makes this a proper revision is if we assume that your new product is wider than your old product, you're going to have a problem. Almost certainly your shelf is overfilled. Well, this functionality will then sort that out for you. So it will find the most appropriate thing on the shelf to reduce space to, and it will cut facings to that product so that your shelf still fills. And similarly, if the new product is not as wide and therefore you've got a bit of extra space, if it's possible, it will increase facings of the most deserving products on the shelf to do that. But apart from that, you've also got the ability to add. So as you might guess, you can say add this new product next to this existing product, and it will go away and it will do the same thing. So almost certainly in those circumstances, you've got an overfilled shelf to start with, and it will sort that out. If you delete a product, almost certainly you've got an underfilled shelf to deal with. Again, it will increase space to an existing product on the shelf. And say if you combine that with the large number of planograms in the project that's now available, that does make planogram maintenance much more efficient for the common things that we see. You've got quite a lot of control about how far away from the product that has to change can I make some moves. So can I only edit the product position immediate to the left or the right, or can I go 2, 3, 4 to the left or right? Because very often one of the things you're trying to do is minimize the effort in store, and obviously the more of the planogram you change, the more effort that takes. So you can control that quite well. And you can also, if it's not possible to make a swap, so if you have a shelf that's completely full and everything's on one facing, and you try and do this, it can't do that. You can't resolve that situation. So it just comes at the end of the process, gives you a report and says, I couldn't actually make this change on these planograms. And you can have a look in there and then either manually intervene or sort it out from there. But it makes it quite clear where you are in the process. So I think that's a really good time saver.